Welcome to Crafting Reviews with HYRR, or whatever the heck my name is. Because I am way too excited to be talking about Book 3 in A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Wings and Ruin. Okay, if y'all haven't read the Thorns and Grass series, did I just say grass? I am also reading the I'm reading the original series, y'all. And I can't do this. I can't. Nope. So let's talk about A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Okay. This is book 3. If you haven't read the other 2 books, you need to read the 2 books before you read this. You will not understand it. Just don't try it. Especially because this has major plot changes from book 1 and book 2. We get new characters. The joke about wingspans come in. And honestly, our main characters, oh my god. They grow apart, they reconnect. There is a division, there's war going on. The freaking wedding dress was a disaster. Thank God for Ryzen. Jeez. If Freya had not been freaking out, I tell you what. So let's start off with some triggers. There is assault. There is sexual assault. There is war. There is death. There is Amazon in my driveway. And you guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but I really feel it wasn't, but I feel like there was a forced marriage. So, oh, and there's a lot of smut. You got kids, don't let them read this one. Teenagers, sure. Like mature teenagers, absolutely. But don't, yeah. There is a lot in here. And what happens in the assaults, I feel like I should clarify on that. There is assault and there is sexual assault. And the sexual assault happens from a female to a male. Yes, males can be assaulted as well. And that happens in this book. And the way that Maas did it was so well done, with so much class. It allowed me to continue on. Keep in mind, it's not easy to write that kind of thing and not overdo it. She did. And what she did was appropriate for the settings and really opened up more character depth than what we had in the beginning. Do I wish the character did not go through that? Absolutely. Does it play into a little bit into the other books? It does. His recovery through it, knowing that the person who handled the situation had his back when he thought they did not, helped. Because the person who should have helped and should have had his back, you want to smack them in the face and go, what the fudge? That's not what friends do. And the fact that he was basically just offering up on a platter, not cool, man. So, this book, the bad guy, the one that I can't say her name, she's gone. She's not dead, but she's gone. They're trying to deal with it. They're trying to deal with the King of Hybrid, still trying to take over. They're dealing with the marriage between Tamlin and Freya, and it's a mess. And there's this lady, I could not remember her name. I could not find it. Keep in mind, I read this book a long time ago. I don't like this lady. Honestly, even before everything, she's pushy, she's domineering, she's demanding, she's trying to force everyone to do whatever she wants. And it's just, that's not, no, honey, no. I feel like she got off too easy. That's all I'm going to say on it. I loved what happened in the Night Court in this, and the things that Freya was forced to do. I think her reading lessons and writing lessons were the best part out of this entire series. Ryzen's sense of humor really got to come out in this. We got a very deeper level into him as a character and what he was willing to do for her. Tamlin, I feel like he was a 5-year-old in this book, honestly. It feels like somebody took his cookie and then he threw a fit because somebody took his cookie. And you know what? If you weren't such a dick, you would have still had your cookie, but whatever. He made choices, you guys. He made choices. And if you're in a relationship like what happened in this book, I ask you to really think about it and consider if you're in the best situation for you, because that was not healthy. That wasn't okay. Did it make a great story? Fudge nuggets, yeah. Should you be living that? No. So, A Court of Wingspan. Yeah, I know what I did there. This book was very, very character development driven, and the plot aided to that without taking away from the storyline. I definitely feel like it built up enough to be able to have book 4 be as small as it was, because there was so much development in this. And we've really learned a lot about deals and things in this story. I gotta itch my nose. I'm sorry, guys. I'm back. So, plot and things in this story, in addition to the fairies' world, things that you should and shouldn't do, a little more about their history, and a backstory about Raisin and Tamlin. That was sad. That was really sad. And I think it really helped with some of the character understanding. But it also didn't excuse a lot of some of the other things that happened. And it's like, you had choices. And yes, I know you're a fictional character in a book that was literally written. But you had choices, and you chose bad choices. And that's on you. This is not a small book. This is a very pretty book. If you're going to read the books, just buy the series, guys. I cannot stress that enough. This is one of those books you need to buy the series. This book, and I don't know if the paperback has the same. I'm assuming they do. It has a map. Fairy world, mortal world, fairy realm, water. But it is a big book, you guys, like a really big book. The last one, book 2, was 624 pages. This one is 693. The ups and downs, the leaps and bounds, the smut. Ooh, the smut got good, actually. I gave that one a solid 4 out of 5. Wasn't enough to make me go, ho ho, just enough to go, ho ho. Which is partly why I say don't let your preteens read this one. Read it with them. There is a lot in here to digest, and if you do allow your preteens to read this story, definitely going to have some talks with them, explain a few situations, because this is a hard one to read. It is so important to the story, though, so teenagers, young adults, highly recommend this book. There were a few people in my book clubs who could not read certain parts because of the assault. And you know, you definitely can skip, sorry, itchy. You definitely can skip that. It's not going to take away from the story. There's enough in the book and in the storyline to explain the situation that happened and explain what was going to happen without having to read it. So if you need to skip that, you're not going to miss out. Skip it and continue the story. It's okay. Really, I can't rate this thing high enough. This was a 4 out of 5 for me just because it wasn't on my reread list. I really enjoyed it. It was one that I was definitely happy I read, but it didn't meet that 5 goal. That in mind, maybe it was the size. I was intimidated at the time. I don't know. But I was really happy that I read it. This is my trophy book. I got the first 4 books on Kindle on a deal. It was a box set for 99 cents. I was like, hey, you know, whatever, I'll try it. Totally worth it. Really enjoyed it. The writing style is still very easy, good flow, you know, not overcomplicated. It's getting hot in here and I'm getting itchy. Just enough that it really added to the book. Now, like I said, they're still in war, so there's death and things. But honestly, we ended it on a pretty good note. And I think the Freya dress is in this one, like near the end. If it's not, it's in book 4, which we'll eventually get to that. In the meantime, smut, I'd say 4 out of 5. Book 4 out of 5. Happy I read it. Fudge nuggets, yeah. Go check it out, but only if you read the first 2 books. Trust me, you try to read this, you're not going to understand. You'll get confused. Don't do it to yourself because it will ruin the series. Have fun. Don't fly away and don't make any deals with fairies. Bye, guys.